Hello everyone, my name is Gavin.
And my name is Kemi.
And we are the upcoming student body presidents for the 2024 to 2025 academic year.
We are currently recording this podcast in the Y Center. There's an event regarding Tesla happening. We were recently invited to join the first Eco Committee meeting of the season.
So Kemi, what do you think about sustainability? You know, it was an Eco Committee, so we talked about sustainability and different aspects that we do in DAA to make a more sustainable lifestyle for all students. What does sustainability mean to you?
I think sustainability is adopting practices and changing small bits of our lifestyle to lead a more ecological life and also adopt different practices that can enable us to be more conscious about our impact on the environment.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Even in the meeting that we just had, it was regarding this activist called George Monbiot. Of course, a lot of us, if you are in Ms. Hargit's class, you've heard about him in English lessons, and a lot of us did use him for our I.O., and obviously he was a very big character, I would say, that we've spoken upon in class regarding how we should do more sustainable practices that benefit the environment and benefit the world around us. So it's really interesting to see this character and know about him.
Yeah, I think it's really great how many teachers are trying to integrate this idea of sustainability into several of our classes. I think that more teachers should follow this example because it is just really a great way to integrate this over time. And even if we can start this with the younger grade levels, I think this would be great. So Gavin, how do you believe that we can empower more students to take leadership roles in promoting sustainability within the school?
I personally think that it's really important for students to actually understand that sustainability is really important in DAA. I'm sure that everyone has learned about it when they were small, about why we should recycle and why we should be sustainable and help the environment. However, for a lot of us, it's hard to really understand what impact it has on our Earth if we are not sustainable. So getting the message out there, telling them why we should be sustainable and what it really means to be sustainable, then I think a lot of the students, they will be more willing and committed to actually create a more sustainable environment in DAA. So in general, yeah, I think if we do it like that, it'll probably allow more leadership roles in students. So, Kemi, what do you think are some opportunities that we can create for students to actively participate in sustainability initiatives?
So I thought it was very interesting, this meeting that we had with the Eco Committee, because they discussed their aims to achieve the green flag in the upcoming year. And so for our listeners, the green flag is essentially a status and an achievement that we as a school would be given through implementing several different sustainable initiatives and meeting the green flag criteria. So I believe that we can really reach out to students regardless of their grade levels next year and try to allow them to participate into some smaller initiatives. So I know that the Eco Committee had quite a big presence in several of other initiatives this year, such as the NHS Turkey Trot Run. And so just having this presence in different events throughout the year will really enable other students to join. And I also believe that us next year as the student body presidents, we can really try to integrate the Eco Committee's initiatives also into our student government events. So I know that we were discussing with Mr. Holland the jazz barbecue next year on Valentine's Day, and I think if we were to have Eco Committee stands there as well, I think that this would be a great opportunity to not only send their message to the students, but also to parents and any other family members that may be coming to school in this day, because the Eco Committee, we would like to really improve sustainability at our school, but also this can start at the home. So if parents also try to integrate some more sustainable practices, whether that be recycling or saving energy by turning off the lights earlier, just these small habits can really change our own habits at school, which would really be, I think, a good opportunity. And even if the Eco Committee also works with younger grade levels, I think that this would also be great because these habits would be instilled from a very young age. And just by educating younger children about not wasting water, other of our resources, I think that this would be much easier than for us to make this more sustainable shift in the future. But I really would like to see more students being involved in the Eco Committee and also in the Green Flag Initiative. So Gavin, what do you believe, so like in your role as student body president, what responsibility do you think the student leadership team should have towards creating awareness towards sustainability at DAA?
Well, I think number one, us as presidents or even admin in general, these teachers, they themselves, if they act as a role model to like recycle and actually properly show action in being sustainable people, then it'll really benefit, especially the younger children in younger grades, like you mentioned. They'll be more impacted by the actions of students from older grade levels or their teachers. If they see someone else doing the right thing, then they'll likely follow them. Especially in our school where we have all these different trash cans, but in all honesty, not many people actually follow them and actually recycle and sort them out into different categories. Like you have paper, you have can, you have plastic, but then at the end of the day, maybe people just put them in the same trash can regardless. So if we as student body presidents, we actually hold, let's say, an assembly and actually tell people the importance of recycling, the importance of being sustainable and doing things that really benefit DAA and benefiting our world in general, then it will really help those students to actually actively engage in practices that are sustainable and remember that daily to actually recycle. Eventually, I hope it really becomes like a habit. So you don't have to really think about when you're throwing away trash. It just becomes a habit where you are able to like tell, okay, I should recycle this, and this just goes into this goes in this pile, this goes in the other pile. Once it becomes a habit, it'll be really beneficial, and I believe it'll be a great way for us to work towards that green flag for DA. What do you think, Kimmy?
One thing I hope that we implement next year is perhaps more recycling bins, but also more trash bins throughout the school, because I feel that often students misplace trash a lot of the time because there's no other alternative bin in the proximity, or that they just haven't been properly told this is what belongs in this bin and this is what belongs in the other bin. So I've noticed in some of our hallways we either only have a trash bin or we only have a recycling bin. So a lot of the time if someone needs to throw something away, they feel rather forced to put that regardless of whether if it is actually belonging in that specific can. So I think that if we can create more spaces for people to recycle, I think that this would really allow students to contribute more towards producing less waste, specifically plastic waste. And I think also just creating small campaigns with the Eco Committee, such as bringing your own water bottle and not buying the cans from the canteen. This would also just help them change their lifestyle, which will also really work towards their own adulthood and future, because they just have these habits that they've already been working with in school. Right. And Gavin, what do you think are some of the obstacles that we could face and that we think that the student body and Eco Committee should take into account when implementing these initiatives next year?
I think one biggest thing is probably the fact that not everyone is willing to actually follow them. A lot of people might think, well, it actually has no benefit to myself, so why would I do it? I think really putting the word out there about how it will eventually come back to affect us in the future is really important. And also just getting people to follow even what we call the right thing sometimes can be very difficult. So I think it's really, really important for us to make sure that people understand the importance of sustainability, as well as allowing everyone around DAA to actively participate in the sustainable initiatives, especially with the second floor opening up next year to high school and middle school getting their own campus. It'll create a lot of more space for us to be sustainable and do more activities that work towards sustainability. So it'll be something for us to think about, and the Eco Committee to collaborate with to actually use that space properly.
I think that's a very good point. And one thing that I think all like the Eco Committee and student body and student government should really encourage our peers to do is over the summer, if they're traveling, they can start just thinking about how these countries that they're visiting, how they implement their own initiatives to work towards sustainability. And so then in September, we can come back and we can all discuss these ideas and maybe draw on inspiration from these different systems that we've witnessed in other places. And so I think that this will also be very good because we can draw on other people's experiences and maybe even create our own new systems, which will also work towards sustainability.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.